What's up everyone, and welcome to patch 2.4.0. Now this is a big one and it probably shows us what the game will be like going into the Rise of Iron, and there are a lot of changes to go through. First up, auto rifles. Nothing surprising here. The hated doctrine of spraying has been nerfed again by reducing the magazine size. Don't get me wrong, it still has a huge magazine, but this fixes the issue of mindlessly spraying 70 something bullets at your enemy and being super annoying. Also, they increased the damage of mid-rate of fire auto rifles by 1.5%. Well, that sounds like it might make the Hakon's Hatchet god roll that we all experienced in Iron Banner many moons ago actually decent, but probably only if you hit all headshots and therefore probably not. So auto rifles are still meh. Pulse rifles? Increased rate of fire for Lead Miller D and buffed mid-rate of fire pulses damage by 2%. 2. So all pulse rifles are still a 3-shot kill, so Grasp of Malak and Hawkshaw PDX are still the best ones by far, so no changes there. Hand cannons. They fixed some stat display with Zauli's Bane, Down and Doubt and Kamakatok. What the f*** Bungie, no one cares about those guns. Why couldn't you fix ghost bullets? And on that note, since the patch my Air Sooner, which has rangefinder and rifle barrel, is now missing even more shots than before. So thanks for making that hand cannon so damn long to get, let alone getting a good roll, and then making it shoot blanks for days, and when I finally learn how to use it, this patch drops and now it feels like shooting air again. Just remove the ghost bullets please. Shotguns. They buffed stability and zoom on Immobius, but no one cares about that pile of trash. They buffed impact a tiny bit on other shotguns, which is cool and may make them a little bit more consistent, but nothing massive there. However, they buffed full auto. Why? It's probably the scrubbiest shotgun perk ever and they decided to buff it, but you know, apparently Deej is a scrub. Snipers. Brace yourself guys, this is some bullshit. They nerfed the damage on everyone's favourite sniper so that if you want to kill a super with a headshot, you have to use the freaking black spindle, which no one likes to use. I honestly feel like if you can land a headshot on a super, you deserve that kill, but apparently I was wrong. They nerfed aim assist on longbow and LDR. This wasn't really necessary, nor was it unnecessary. They're just taking our favourite things and smashing it up while we watch. If that wasn't enough, they buffed flinch. This means that it's even harder to snipe someone when they're shooting at you. Now, I agree that if you're shooting someone with a pulse rifle and they still dome you, it's annoying, but the reason why it was happening had nothing to do with flinch. It only happens because of two reasons. One, the sniper got lucky and landed a headshot when he didn't deserve it, and you know, fair play, nothing you can do. 2, lag. Why lag? Well, if there's a slight lag between the sniper taking a shot and their opponent flinching them, it feels like you got sniped while shooting them, when in reality your shot hadn't registered yet. So in short, this nerf just made snipers more difficult to use in close quarter situations, and didn't fix the issue at hand. So well done Bungie for promoting a more campy and hard scopy style of play, cause we all love that shit. Sidearms. Hake sidearms got a fairly significant damage buff, which I never realised they needed. Queen's Choice and Vestian Dynasty also got damage nerfs, which I never realised they needed. And on top of that, they buffed all sidearm range, stability, and PvE damage across the board. You know what that means, guys. Jabba Hake OP. Fusion rifles, nothing here really. Rocket launchers, cluster bombs are better. Grenade and horseshoes is worse, except for truth, which is still godly. And for machine guns, the highest rate of fire machine guns got a damage buff, making them a little bit more, usable in PvP and PvE. Onto perks. They made some minor changes to armor piercing rounds, high caliber rounds and skip rounds, giving them all range buffs and handling nerfs. Take a Knee has a delay on activating but now reduces flinch by 25% and decreases ADS speed by 25%, which is a pretty significant buff. Exhumed lasts longer, Cascade auto reloads your gun, Surplus actually does something, Grave Robber goes from terrible to less terrible, Guerrilla Fighter now gives a massive 200% stability and range buff when activated, Unflinching is worse, and Firefly no longer crashes your game. Last on the list, exotics. Universal Remote. They nerfed the range on the exotic perk by a huge 75% and made it a higher rate of fire, lower impact shotgun, and good job Bungie, this gun was truly stupid. Fabian strategy, kills now auto reload this weapon, they buffed range by 16% and stability by 44%. This gun might actually be good now. Thorn. Reduced base range by 25%. Remember how I said Thorne would be really strong in Rise of Iron? Well, cancel that, it's going to be trash. Without high range, this gun will probably whiff everything and makes it totally useless compared to a good legendary hand cannon, so rip Thorne. Drake's Promise, damage buff by 8% and magazine buff by 3, probably not enough to make this weapon any good, but it's still nice to see this pile of crap get some love. Touch of Malice now removes Blessing of Light. This was kind of a stupid nerf and probably done so that you can't cheese your way through the new raid, but it is what it is. No Time to Explain now has Headseeker, which is pretty cool, but it's still not as good as the Hawksaw. Boolean Gemini now has high caliber rounds, making this thing a long range machine, and that's all the gun changes which just dropped. So here are my final thoughts. Autos are bad, hand cannons are good but still have ghost bullets and therefore annoying, pulses are the same, Bungie apparently wants you to start looking for high impact snipers with Take a Knee and Guerrilla Fighter, camp in the back and wait for a snipe, that sounds like cancer but GG, sidearms are pretty strong, truth is the only heavy worth using, universal remote is dead and thank god, rip Thorne, rip Touch of Malice, and Boolean Gemini is now the new meter multi-tool. What's the new meta? Boolean Gemini, shotgun, stormcaller, double melees. Enjoy, peace out.